What's up, everyone? I have the first replay review for my channel. Today we're watching Jose, who's been a long-time subscriber, and he was the first to submit a gameplay to me, so thank you very much for that. And I'll just give a general critique of his gameplay. So right off the bat, I think you knew what you wanted to do, which was contest for nades, but here you kind of overextended, and if your teammate didn't help you out, I think you would have died. The better move, I think, would have been to just pick up grenades, since that enemy player did not contest them, and that would have been an advantage for you to play, instead of playing it so aggressively. Now you'll notice that one of the things about Jose's gameplay is that he's an excellent support player. Throughout this match, you contribute to a lot of kills that you didn't actually get, and that's a huge factor in being a well-rounded good player. But I do notice sometimes you are positionally not in the best spots, as you'll take cover towards the enemy team spawn, which I'll kind of point out later. But for now, I'll just emphasize your Lancer gameplay, which is pretty good. And even here, you get a super safe kill with the Lancer kill. You're about to die here from pretty much what I describe as a 50-50 shotgun battle. He took you out pretty fast, although you did do half damage. It's usually, if you are able to go to your statistics and you divide your kills by your deaths for the specific weapons in this game, most people will notice that they have a higher kill-death ratio while holding the Lancer, and that's because you usually use it when you're in safer situations. So just something to keep in mind to be using more than just the shotgun, which clearly Jose does. Love that reaction, by the way, that you had when that player rolled into you. I'm going to guess you're using a headset because you seem to be prepared for him, so that was a really good play. Now, here you plant your smoke. I'm going to kind of provide a general critique. It seems like a fruitless plant to me because you plant it and then you kind of leave and go to the torque bow area. I almost would have preferred to see you hold on to it, as it could have been useful to you potentially in a situation in the future. Here, that's worth talking about. So Jose took his torque bow, he dropped it on the ground, a torque bow shot on the ground to put some damage on the player, which was really smart. But the follow-up there is you went in really close to the player, which allowed him to get you really weak in a few shots. The better move there would have been to put the torque bow shot on him like you did, and then go wide. And that distance would at least give you a window of opportunity to take that player out. But even then, he had a height advantage. So general takeaway is if players have a height advantage or right-hand advantage, it's risky to push them. Now, if you have a torque bow and you can put damage on them like Jose did, then there's a chance that you can get them, but it is better to go wide in that situation. Now, Jose did return to the torque bow area here. I think you knew it was on respawn. Your teammate picked it up. You weren't salty nonetheless that he did, which is good. You got right back to the task at hand. If you notice, one of Jose's teammates actually quit, so it's going to get a little tougher next round. Back up a few seconds, Jose was taking cover towards, or with his back towards the enemy team spawn. So I got to provide a critique for you there. Generally, players are going to flow in from that direction, and two of them are right now. It's unfortunate you got flanked here, but generally speaking, your focus should be on the enemy team's spawn when you're positioning yourself. So this isn't the first time, or sorry, the last time that you're going to do that in this gameplay either, but you really got to keep in mind how you position yourself in regards to the other team's spawn points. So don't be fooled by Jose's score right now. Things are really going to heat up for him, and he's going to rack up a lot of kills, and him and his team are going to have a really strong round. I will say, though, off the bat, a bit of a mistake here. You popped your active reload right when you spawned, and by the time you reach torque bow, if you notice, your damage boost is now gone. So if you got into an encounter here, you would not have had the benefit of your damage boost. So in the future, keep in mind that you need to hit your actives closer to when you're actually going to reach an area or get into an encounter. I really do like what you do here, though. You took the torque bow and immediately went over to support your teammates to win boom shot control, and you actually did hit that torque. So if your teammate didn't kill him, you would have got the kill. And unfortunately for Jose, he actually does hit a second torque bow shot, which his teammates end up picking off first. So I like that you went to grenade area when it seemed like your team had boom lockdown, but then you double back to boom once you see your teammate had died, and you're thinking, shit, my teammates probably need my help here, and you support them. You're a bit aggressive and risky here. Yeah, it was a kind of a tough decision. Impeccable, by the way, how you picked off that guy and this guy with your shotgun. But like I was saying, it was a tough decision in the sense that you did have torque bow, so you could back up and just try to use that advantage, or you could just trust your shotgun skills, which you did, and kind of go for those kills. which you did. You played passively and ended up getting them, which was really good on your part. And I like how much teamwork you and your teammates are using. So once again, you got 57 points of damage on a kill that you didn't even get. So that just shows that you're really supporting your team. I don't like this push. I don't think you meant to roll there, but that roll kind of put you in a really sticky situation, and you end up getting boomed. I think a better move would have been to go back to the torque area once you ran out of torque bows. And even here, I think you ultimately decide to go over to boom shot. Yep, you do. So you know that the enemy team has boom shot and that they are in the boom shot area, and you also know that torque bow is on respawn because you were the last player to have it when you wasted it. So it makes me wonder why you didn't go to torque bow instead. Now, and if you look on your screen, actually, torque bow just got picked up by the enemy team. So even though you and your teammate did a good job of clearing out the boom shot area, I think there was a bit of a missed opportunity where at this stage of the game, you could have gone for torque bow, and it probably would have been a safer option. Nonetheless, you and your team actually do win the boom shot area. And you notice that it's up, and you kind of take a couple seconds to make sure it's clear, so I do like that. And you pick up the boom. So this will help you close out the round. Now I want you to notice the route that Jose takes here. This is a very smart play. Instead of going down the middle, you bring the boom back to your side and kind of take it, you kind of take it slow and make sure that it's safe to go up. A bit of an ambitious boom there. I know what you were trying to do, but you know what? You make up for it here with a nice 2-for-1. You hit the active reload there and you picked up 2 kills. So that was a really great way to close out the round, and I loved how you grabbed the boom and put yourself in a position where you could use it to the best of your advantage. So really good positioning there. So now we're heading into the last round. I think so far what I want to say is that I think you're an excellent support player, and that's perhaps one of your greatest strengths that I could pick up from this gameplay. Your shotgunning skills definitely aren't too bad either, although I do think some of the encounters that you choose to get into, and it'll show in this round, are a tad risky, but we'll save that for later. Now here, you picked up torque bow pretty fast. If there's a player waiting for you, he would have been able to down you with a lancer, so I would have liked to see a little bit more of a cautionary approach. Nonetheless, your teammates picked up 4 kills and even the 5th here, so that's such a good start to the round. But here, I'm not quite sure why you were aiming the torque bow at your side of the spawn. The players are going to be rolling in from your left because that's their spawn, and you actually die here as a result. So positionally, I think this is something that's definitely worth critiquing. You knew that the players were all dead, and you know that which side they spawn on, and regardless of that, you looked over to your side. You were on their ramp, actually, where you can see right now on the screen, and it ultimately led to your death. So one of the huge things in Team Deathmatch is making sure that you're in a position where you're prepared for the players who normally, enemy players who normally flow in from their spawn point. Now, I love the Lancer gameplay that I'm seeing here. Instead of going down with your shotgun, you are providing your teammate with a huge service here by lancering and getting angles. You do end up getting picked off from behind. I don't want to critique that too much because your teammates came up behind that guy. He just seemed to slip through the cracks, and I really do think you were playing selfless by supporting your teammates, and you can even see that Jose just got the helping hand medal, which means you contributed to, I think, 10 kills that you hadn't gone, so that's a huge deal. Kills are not everything. Supporting is a huge factor, and to be quite honest, this match Jose has done kind of both. You've gotten quite a few kills, but it's the supporting of your teammates that I'm really impressed by. Now, I'm not sure if you know that you can quick throw the grenades here. That was a good throw. But if you tap L and then hit R, you'll quick throw your grenade, and that will essentially shave off a second of time so you can throw your grenade faster. I love, by the way, that you picked up the smoke grenade since you didn't have a grenade. Who knows if that would come in handy in the future or not, but, smart of you to be resourceful. Great Lancer fire, too. Instead of being aggressive and pushing up to a situation that it looks like you would die in, you put down some good Lancer fire. You're spotting these players and knowing when to back off. So I think you're actually going to die here soon. You're waiting on the drop shot, which is very smart, and there's nothing wrong, I think, with how you've played this out so far. And you go up when you saw your teammate was in trouble. Now you die from behind. It says you did 88, so I guess that kind of sucks a little bit. And I would have thought that your planted grenade would have saved the day there, but I guess planted grenades are not as strong as they used to be in other games, since players have a lot of time to react, but yeah, that's not a death that I can be too hard on you for. I think you were playing that pretty well. Notice that Jose is still supporting at such a distance. Just spotting that player is a huge service to your team. I'm going to assume that you were playing with people who didn't have microphones, and because you spotted that player, now all your teammates know where to focus their attention, and you can see that they're all heading that way. And I also like that you use TACCOM to see where the outlines of players are, so you kind of know how you have to position and approach how you're going to close out this round. So the last thing I want to say as this gameplay is closing out, Jose is actually going to pick up the last 2 kills. The kill he's about to pick up here is a pretty cool one, but I think you went a little bit into Rambo mode here. Clearly your team has the advantage, but your teammate's going to die and it's going to be a 4-on-1 situation. And instead of waiting for your teammates to kind of support you, you were just chasing this guy down, and that kind of gives him a chance to get a kill and, you know, possibly clutch, and he almost does kill you. Nice finish, but like I said, I think it would have done you better if you weren't super aggressive there and if you had just waited for more of your teammates to surround the player. That's it though for the first critique. Thank you so much for sending me that gameplay, Jose, and I hope everybody enjoyed watching this. I really do want to do more of these, so please, if you have the capability, send me your gameplays, and you can do that by just following the instructions in the description. So thanks again, Jose. Thanks everybody for watching, and I look forward to putting out more of these videos.